A goal of mine was to someday be a full-time hair replacement studio. And I started that goal probably in 1976, and by 1990, we actually made the switch from where we were cutting and styling men's and women's hair to doing strictly hair replacement. We are the only full-time hair replacement studio in this area. I got into it by accident. I was a junior in high school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. One day my dad and I were driving down 41st Street in Sioux Falls, and we saw the Barber College. And I just said, hey, let's check that out. And I signed up that day. I had the privilege of working in 2 different salons for 4 years, and then in 1976 started my own. When I was 19 years old, started losing my own hair. By age 23, I was doing the hair pieces and the toupees. But that kind of was our launch into the hair replacement business. And it took me till 1990 when we finally made the transition from doing hair cutting and hairstyling to strictly hair replacement. And I think that sets us apart in what we do today, both in the knowledge that we bring, the training that we bring to the community. It's been just really fun to see that business grow. My family has gotten involved. I have a daughter involved in the business with me. My wife works with us. We have a staff of 10 people, and we offer a free consultation to everybody. And really what we're trying to do is to help them, first of all, decide should they do anything about their hair loss, and secondly, what should they do? And usually we can narrow that down into 3 different categories. The first one being for people who are in the, say, the early stages of hair loss, we'll do some kind of a treatment program with low-level laser light therapy, along with a nutraceutical program that we use to stimulate hair growth. One of the fallacies probably that people will come in saying, I want to grow my hair back. That's their first thought. If their hair loss is too advanced, there's nothing there to work with, chances are they're past that stage. So then we're going to go on to some kind of hair restoration, and that will either then be surgical or non-surgical. The non-surgical being, it's a process where we actually take a thin dermal lens material and it's applied to the balding area.
I was already fairly advanced in the hair loss stage, and I just wasn't happy when I looked in the mirror. It's just an amazing process. I go in every 3 weeks. The old system is taken off and a new one is put on. They cut it to the style I want, to the style I like. It was literally like a night and day change in my self-confidence.
The surgical process is where we literally will take their own growing hair and we'll do the single follicular transplant into the balding area.
My team and I come down to Sioux Falls on average about every 5 or 6 weeks, and we perform surgical hair restoration for men and women. We remove a segment, and my staff dissects that into the individual follicles that grow the hair. We create tiny little openings, only about 1 millimeter big, in the recipient scalp. We hand place each of the follicles, and then they slowly start to grow hair. When people experience hair loss, they don't feel whole anymore. And by reconstructing how they used to look, they regain how they used to feel.
Primarily, I deal with the women, sit down with them and find out what their basic needs are. I think for years it's been perceived as a man's business or a place for men to go when they have hair loss. When I came into the business 15 years ago, I think women were just a little bit more comfortable visiting and telling another woman about their hair loss.
I started to lose my hair in high school. I had tried all the lotions and the creams and the magic pills, and nothing worked. So went into Virtus and met with Sarah. She made me feel very comfortable. I have a full piece that I wear. It's like it's my own hair. I wash it, I curl it, I blow dry it, I flat iron it. I do everything with it, and unless I tell people, no one knows. You can get your confidence back. I used to skip events and never went anywhere where I felt like I needed to be dressed up because I felt like it wasn't the complete package, and now I feel like I am.
I have so many women that come in and say, well, I'm losing my hair and I need a wig. And then once we go through all the steps and I visit with them and find out just exactly what their needs are, what their lifestyle looks like, they have more options than a wig. They have more natural options than just a wig.
We get involved with some of the clinics in Sioux Falls with the Cancer Institute, with patients who are going through chemo and losing their hair due to that.
I was diagnosed with cancer, and I knew that I would be losing my hair. Sarah made it very comfortable to talk to, and she assured me that yes, they would be able to get a style very similar. We had it pre-cut, and 14 days to the day from my first chemo, I lost all my hair. And I went in, she put the hair replacement on, and often people would say to me, I'm surprised with all the chemo that you're going through that you haven't lost your hair. And that was very comforting to me, because then I knew that I looked very natural. It really made me feel good, because obviously at night when you take your hair replacement off and you're completely bald, and you feel like a completely different person. It does not feel good by any means. But in the morning when I would put it on, it would just boost my self-esteem again, and I just felt better about myself. If I could look normal, I felt a little more normal.
We need to know what your expectations are. And I think that's the whole key in hair loss and hair replacement, is if a new client comes to me, everybody has different expectations. I need to find that out. I need to find out their lifestyle. I need to find out what kind of activities they're involved in, how much time they spend with their hair. All of that goes into deciding what process we're going to do.
Verge makes you feel comfortable right off the bat, puts you at ease, and just tells you exactly what's going to happen.
I love going to work. It's so gratifying to see the results, to see the smiles on people's faces when they leave.
I've had people come in and say, this has changed my life. And I'll ask them, has the hair made a difference? And consistently, their answer has always been, are you kidding?
You can do the things that you used to do.
This, I can run my fingers through, I can swim, I play with my kids, I exercise.
I think the possibilities are limitless.
It's a problem-solving business, and it allows us to give people their self-confidence back and their self-esteem and feel good about themselves again. And I think that's what gets me out of bed every morning and keeps me going to work.